Hello and welcome to another MasterChaotix episode. Today we'll talk a little bit about the history of SuperBook based on my knowledge. Let's get started. CBN, also known as Christian Broadcasting Network, was founded on September 8th, 1953 to make spiritual books. Fast forward to the 1980s, the leader of CBN, Gordon P. Robertson, had a brilliant idea. He was hoping he could make a Christian show that was childish. The 80s Christian shows like G.T. and Kobe's Clubhouse were a bit too preachy for some audiences. Gordon wanted something classic for the 80s, so on January 19th, 1978, SuperBook was in full production. It only took them 2 years to finish. And on April 8th, 1980, SuperBook officially aired on TBN. It also aired on some other channels like The New Smile or JBC, which is in Jamaica, I guess. SuperBook centered around three characters: Chris, Joy, Gizmo, as they travel through the Old and New Testament. SuperBook also teamed up with another series called The Flying House. Later fans could purchase it as DVD or VHS. Remember VHS? The second season came out and aired from 1981 to 1983. And people were pleased with what it had to offer. In 1984, the show was in its third season. And the story campaign, Chris, Joy, and friends were in the future thing, the computer. Not amazing, seriously. Then it sends Yuri and Gizmo back in time to the event of the Old Testament. Only the Old Testament, not the New Testament, to find their dog, which is Ruffles. But soon, they got stuck in the days of King Solomon forever! And Small and JBC were like, wait, it can't end there. So they begged for SuperBook to have a fourth season. Season 4 of SuperBook aired in 1985 and in Japan in 1986. It was an immediate success and received above average reviews. Now it's time to discuss what went wrong with SuperBook. You see, starting in 1986, CBN got calls from moms and dads saying, "Why did you make this series? My 10-year-old son is watching SuperBook, but he is grown from that now. Please stop selling it as DVD or VHS and cancel it." I got a little carried away there, but anyway. CBN listened to them, and in 1989, SuperBook was over. It was not until 2011, 20 years later, that CBN would help and sponsor a company called the 700 Club Canada. Only for people that are in Canada, in fact, who aired SuperBook from 2011. People who watched it, that's the SuperBook you recognize today. It was one of the most TV shows CBN created in years. The story campaign is set in the 23rd century. Wait, so this takes place 200 years in the future? I did not know that at all. Chris, Joy, and Gizmo have a pod which sends them through the Old and New Testament. The series was extremely popular that some of my friends watched SuperBook all the time. In fact, we purchased them for only DVD and streamed on Yippee or Smile. Even in 2018, CBN made a SuperBook spin-off called Gizmo Go, probably based on some text on Instagram or Twitter which we now call X. And Facebook about Gizmo getting his own channel because every show needs a spin-off. Well, not every show. But Gizmo Go, this was a success and sold over 1 million copies. I even have a SuperBook and Gizmo Go collection in my house. Well, that's all the time I have for today. Just remember, I'm always making videos.
Master.